Oh yes, welcome back to another Sprinter Van Conversions video, everybody. My name is Sam and thank you for joining me in today's video. As you may have guessed by the thumbnail and the title of this video is going to be 5 top modifications that I think that you should do to your Shogun if you are lucky enough to get one like I am. And don't forget, if you didn't see them already, then go and check out my 5 reasons why you should be cautious when buying a Shogun and 5 reasons why you should go and buy a Shogun as your 4x4. Go and check them out in the description below and up here. My number one modification for a Shogun is not actually a modification, it is maintenance. When you get a Shogun, make sure you give it a full service. I mean engine oil, gearbox fluid, diff fluid, transfer case fluid, what else have I missed? Coolant flush. Yes, do all of those things. New oil filter, new automatic transmission box filter. If you have one of these in the UK, a diesel version, then you probably have an automatic gearbox. If not, then you probably don't need to worry about the gearbox oil that much, but definitely give your truck a complete service. If you look after your truck, it will look after you. So I've just taken the cam cover off and I've found that the chain guide has actually been replaced already, which is amazing. So if you don't know, this chain guide on the top can wear really badly, break, and then fall down into the chain and potentially cause a catastrophic event for the chain and the engine. But this one's been replaced. You can tell because there's no webbing on the top, and well, it just looks in great condition. So yeah, really happy that that's been done. Also looks like the other chain guides have been changed too, because they look just as new as the top one. So yeah, cam cover to go back on, don't need to do anything here. The second thing I want to talk to you about is armor. Get yourself some decent armor plates for underneath your truck. I went on my first green lane adventure in Wales and I broke down on the first green lane because the factory sump guard was made of chocolate. It completely failed. It ruined my automatic transmission fluid cooler, which is on the front just behind the intercooler, and it also popped the intercooler. So get yourself a good sump guard for underneath your truck. That way you can be rest assured when you're going over obstacles, even if you ground out, you are going to be protected. That is my number one feature, I would say. And if you want a link to this particular one, I will leave it in the description for you below. These Shoguns come with amazing 4x4 capabilities from the factory with their selectable center diff lock and their traction control. It's absolutely fantastic. But my third thing that I mentioned, and a great modification, one that I'm really happy with this truck, are the tires. Now I did go ahead and get new wheels as well. These are not the factory wheels that came with the Shogun from the factory, but they are steel wheels, 16-inch, and the offset on these is, I forget what it is, offset 5, ET5, which basically means if you look down the side of the truck, the wheels are the furthest thing, ever so slightly, the furthest thing sticking out the side of the truck. That means that if you're going in muddy ruts, the first thing that's going to hit anything is the sidewall of your tyre and not the side of your truck. That's why I got new wheels, and obviously these tyres are rough terrain tyres. They're a cross between an all-terrain and a mud terrain, and I got them cheap off eBay for £400 with loads and loads of tread. So yeah, really happy with these tyres. Highly recommend new tyres and wheels if your budget can stretch it. If you have the size of tyres that I have, which are 33-inch tyres, I would absolutely recommend, and it will be absolutely imperative, that you do a suspension lift. That is my 4th recommended modification. Now you can get complete struts and spring setups from Old Man Emu. They are £1,000 for a full set, or you can do what I've done and just get the spacer kit. That has worked really well. It's given me 2-inch lift on the front, and on the back I've got heavy duty springs with the spacer, and that's given me about a 3-inch lift on the back. So combine that with the extra tyre size, I've got lots of ground clearance and would definitely recommend a suspension upgrade on your Shogun. Now, if you are anything like me, part of the fun of going off-roading is getting stuck, or at least helping other people when they're stuck. So my 5th and final, no, actually I'm going to give you a bonus one. My fifth and final modification over the wind, if you can still hear me, is to have recovery points for your truck. Now, fortunately on the Shoguns, the front recovery points come from factory and they are snatch tested. I will leave a video in the description below for you to go and watch them being tested in the Australian outback, believe it or not. But the rear recovery points on these Shoguns are non-existent, and to buy them they cost hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and when I looked at them they don't even look that robust. So I had these recovery points on the back of my Shogun fabricated for myself. I paid probably £200 for them. If you want a template for them and a CAD drawing, I'd be happy to give that to you, but I would absolutely say most important thing if you're going off-roading is having a way to be recovered. Now, I will do a separate video on recovery equipment essentials, but for now I'm going to say the fifth and probably most important feature, apart from the sump guards underneath your truck, are the recovery tow hitches on your vehicle. And one thing just to add is I have removed the factory tow bar because it came out very far and acted like a snowplow when descending down inclines. It was really annoying, it wasn't very good, but now I've got these two recovery points. I can use a bridle, be recovered safely, or recover other people much more safely than with the tow bar. Now you can of course get a plethora of other modifications for your truck, but they're my 5 things that I would focus on. But Snorkel is a great thing to have, however, make sure that it's installed correctly. When I installed mine, I checked it, I ran a hose over all of the connections, and it took me forever to properly seal it. And off the back of getting a Snorkel, I would say if you're going to get a Snorkel, you need to extend your breathers on your differentials, which I have done on this truck. But if you're getting in that sort of depth of water, you're going to start worrying about water going down your engine oil dipstick hole and stuff like that. So do be careful if you install a Snorkel and you go underwater. Okay, so this is the diff breather. I've looped it over the top so no rain will go down into it, but I've brought it up into the rear light housing because it's the same height as the fuel filler, and I don't think I'm going to be going that deep in water anytime soon, so yeah, I think that's a good route for it. It goes under there, onto there. Breather is in, you can see it's extended off there and then comes up. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Thanks again for joining me in today's video, everybody. I hope you found it interesting and useful. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Over and out.